I'm Julie Walters and I play Judy.
I'm Rory Kinnear and I'm playing Nick.
And I'm Helen McCrory and I'm playing Libby.
My name is Stephen Beresford and I wrote The Last of the Haussmans.
I thought the script was, well, I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was really funny. It reminded me of Chekhov. I thought it was moving and touching and worked on lots of different levels. And just the sort of thing I like. It had everything in it, everything going for it.
What sort of pinged out initially was Stephen's adeptness with language, and over the period of rehearsals, what we've also begun to realise is his adeptness with emotional truth.
They are savage to each other, and they're very strong characters, and they're at war all the time. And I think all families, on whatever level, even if it's a tiny level, even if it's the smallest domestic level, all families contain the ingredients. Just with the Haussmans, it happens to be at a particularly explosive level.
There's a kernel of truth that we can all understand and we can all relate to and think, thank goodness my family aren't quite like that, or yes, I recognise some of ourselves in that. The injustices you feel as children and as parents, and the guilt and it's all there. So I think people will definitely relate to it.
Very smart theatre director said to me, family plays eat plot. And it's true, they do. You don't get away with what you can, something that you can do with other characters, which is they can tell each other things. I went to university, I drove to Austria, I tried to kill myself. The other person says, I know, or no, you didn't. That's the disadvantage. The great advantage of family plays is that you can be more savage, more cruel. The things that people say to each other are unbelievably horrible, and then within minutes they're in each other's arms and weeping or laughing.
He made the world that it was set in very vivid and very easy for us to access and understand very quickly by stories that he had, because you can immediately understand, what a motivation was, and you either decide to go with it or not, because it's not always useful to play somebody else's reality. You've got to make it true to yourself.
Stephen was also an actor as well, so he knows what it's like to try and do a comedy in a room when the writer is scowling and frowning and not laughing at all. So he's been very generous at laughing at his own jokes, suggesting that it was our interpretation that he was finding funny rather than his own craftsmanship.
He knows the world so well and who these people are and where they came from that we're playing. And he's very funny and he's wonderful to have here anyway.
Worked with Howard twice before, and every time is the same. You can't believe how far you are down the line by the end of week 1 and week 2. Because he likes to block everything, the whole play through the course of week 1. He's
concentrating on what actually is playable and doable and real, rather than imposing ideas upon it. So you end up with choices that are right because they're true, rather than they're an intellectual decision.
Because he's forensically detailed. And that's what he's following when he's watching rehearsals. He's following thought processes.
I'm really excited to be part of the National Theatre Live season, and the fact that it's going out all around the world on the 11th of October is just massive. If you want to know more about it, get on to NTLive.com.